absolutely no news whatsoever to talk about this week, Connor. Absolutely
dry,
nothing.
man.
Dry as a
Camel's fanny.
Yep.
Yeah. Bro, do you remember how we used to go for episode to episode like with no news, like nothing,
and now
no
2
who news?
They keep putting the news out. There is news, by the way. That was a lie.
That was a joke.
Sorry, it was
if
a
you
joke.
Didn't catch the drift.
They keep putting the news out like the day before our previous episode's podcast comes out, which means we have to wait a whole week to talk about these, unless we do bonus videos and stuff, which we do.
Yeah,
but
here and there.
Yeah. So just a little bit of news. I don't know if you've heard, but David fucking Tennant and Catherine bloody Tate, they're back. They're back.
Wow, that was some pretty fucking great news.
There's a couple of other like small things as well that haven't been officially announced. I think we'll talk about them in a little bit with a little bit of a spoiler warning just before we go there, just in case anyone wants to avoid that stuff.
Spoiled,
so right now we'll stick with what's just been announced. And then we'll give you a little warning. Talk about that for like 1 minute. You can skip ahead a minute.
Okay.
And then, But yeah, so David Tennant and Catherine Tate are back. Kind of where were you when this happened? What was your mindset? Were you blown away? Talk to me.
I woke up and then you said making video, and I was like, what the fuck? Because like you'd sent stuff in the group chat, but I checked your DM first.
Priorities. I like it.
And I was like, what the fuck are you making it? I literally said to you, I was like, on what?
Yeah, I remember.
I checked it and I was like, shit. I mean, I'm not surprised David's coming back. Of course, it's a lovely surprise. I was quite surprised to see that Donna was coming back.
Your girl Donna.
That Catherine Tate was coming back. I think that's great, but that surprised me. David coming back for the 60th. He's almost like the Doctor you can always count on to be in a special.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see them both coming back. I sent it to multiple people, like my mom and one of my dad's friends, who kept asking me every time I saw him, "Is David Tennant coming back for the 60th?" I'm like, I'm pretty fucking sure he is.
Well, there you go.
I had confirmation. I sent it to him. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's nostalgia bait, of course it is, but I don't care. I love it. Give it to me now. I'm so upset it's gonna be fucking ages away.
I was like lying in bed, like woke up at 5 a.m. Now I just sat there, just thinking to myself, "Wow, what a life, what a day, heading to work, can't wait." Just like scrolling through my phone, didn't see a thing. I don't know how, and then I just remember I got up, went to the loo, the classic morning. Number 2.
Yep.
Scrolling, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
a Lou 2.
Wow. Okay. David and Catherine's back. And it was kind of like a, reaction for me. And then, I don't know what it was. I'm messaging a few people throughout the morning, and then there was a moment in midday where I messaged our friend Trevor. And we'd been talking about it that morning, and I just messaged him again and was like, dude, they're fucking coming back.
Yeah.
And like, it just all hit me. And I was like, they're back. Phil, Julie, Russell.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah.
It's all like, it's like Force Awakens hype again, you know?
It is.
Like,
it is. You're right, though, that I kind of had that delayed reaction, too. I was like, oh my God. Like, you see it, and then you're like, okay, can you actually, for a second, process this? Like, this is really awesome. Like, this is really great. It's so cool. And what they're going to do with it, I think is just really interesting. Like, I'm so keen to see where they take it. Russell's kind of teased like I'm getting vibes that it's like maybe like I don't know actually, an alt something, like an alt. Is Jodie going to regenerate into David? Will she regenerate into Shooty? And then we get, I don't know, like but it's not a flashback. Can I say about the set pictures with the costume without it being spoiler territory?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows the costume's different.
Yeah, it's not the usual David costume. He's got a long blue coat.
Yeah.
Which looks awesome. He's got the pants and the
He keeps
jacket.
the white Converse though, which I thought was really cool.
Are they the same Converse?
It's the same white
Converse. It better
Converse.
be the same Converse.
Yeah, it better be. It better be. I think it's the same. It looked the exact same. So
and the same hair.
And the hair.
He looks like physically
crazy.
He looks exactly the same. He looks more like he does in the 60th. He looks more like he did in his time on the show than he did in the 50th.
Yeah.
You know, it's bizarre because his hair was wrong.
His hair was all
a couple of things. You know. Yeah.
I'm Oh wow!
First beer.
I'm just really interested to see what they do with it, and yeah, it's right there. I didn't lose the bowl opener this week.
Not this week.
The theory that I've got is that, and this is what a few people are saying, is that Jody regenerates into David again, and then I think he almost like kind of scrambles to try and find his old costume, can't find it, so he tries to pick something that's kind of similar.
Maybe. I think
I'm not Russell, so I don't know.
Let's go into a little bit of more. It's really not spoiler stuff. Like, if you are scared about it, like if you're super scared and want to go knowing absolutely nothing, jump ahead. Like, you know what we'll do? We'll hear the voice of God. Me in the edit is going to tell you how far you should be skipping ahead.
Okay, I see.
All right? The voice of God shall tell you now.
Skip ahead to 18 minutes.
Be really awkward if I forget to edit in
God
a
sounds
time.
just like you, Aidan. That's crazy.
That is absolutely incredible. Maybe I'll hire a voice actor to do it.
Go on Etsy.
Yeah, so now, so skip ahead to that point in time. In 3, we're going to talk about spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So we also know that Wilfred Mott is on the set and Sylvia Noble. We've seen set pics of them. Well, like, it's really not a spoiler. You kind of would hope / assume that they'd be there. But it's great to see.
I didn't even expect it until I saw it, and I'm like, of course. This is awesome. And Sean is back. Donna's...
of course, Sean's back, yeah.
Because they announced... I don't know the actress's name, but she's playing... This isn't a spoiler, actually. This was announced. Rose. Yeah. So that's another thing everyone's going like, what the fuck? People are assuming or thinking, like, maybe Donna's memory of, like, you know, knowing the Doctor but not knowing Doctor, because she... If we're talking about it being the same Donna from the same
Yasmin Finney is the character's... Is that actress's name?
Yes. She's playing Rose. So everyone thinks she called her Rose because, like, the backlog in her memory, like, she doesn't remember the Doctor, but a little part lived on.
Because my first thought, with all this stuff, the different costume for the Doctor... and all that kind of thing. We've seen he's got a different sonic screwdriver and everything.
Yeah, that's really cool.
My first thing was, right, so we're doing like parallel universe where we still have Tennant as the Doctor. Rose is obviously played by a different actress. And Donna maybe is still traveling with the Doctor.
Yeah,
in that
still
universe
traveling,
or something.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at it and I'm like, you know, no, you're right. What you're saying is I think... Rose is Donna's daughter, which is awesome.
Especially since Sean is there. Yeah, so they're establishing the father, mother, daughter.
Yeah, definitely. So,
and the grandparents, which is crazy.
Dude. There is also... this.
Are you just so fucking happy this is happening?
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I just feel like fucking. I feel like I can't smile anymore or be more happy.
I know. I keep just listening to David's score.
We're back.
We really are.
We're back.
I never even thought I would be this hyped for it.
God, no. Literally.
I thought I was going to be like, you know, if Russell goes and does the David thing, then it'll be a bit fan wanky. I'll enjoy it, but I don't know how hyped I'll be. But fuck it, man. Whatever they're doing, they seem to be doing it right.
This isn't a spoiler either, even though I'm sure if you're in this spot of the video, you're into spoilers. Rachel fucking Talalay.
Of course!
Is back! I mean, come
Rachel
on!
Rachel Talalay is
How many times did we say we want her back? And this is just... Could you get any fucking better?
I'm just nutting intensely.
It's just insane. And by the way, I love how she was seen on set and she made a tweet saying... That's not me. I'm sorry, everybody. And then a day later,
she was like, I wasn't directing.
Yeah, just on set. And then literally, not even a day, like 12 hours later, they released one of the... By the way, I love the promotions with the 2 hearts plus the...
Yeah, that's been cool.
They're lovely. And Rachel did one for directing. But people are assuming it's like the way they worded it in the announcement as well, it seems to be... They said it's a part of the 60th. So, and also people who have been... on the side, which by the way, you have to always take as a grain of salt because they're going to say things, but
like people watching.
Yeah, people watching the side. There's a lot of posters on the set, on the actual set that are saying around Christmas time. So people are thinking it might be around Christmas in the timeline. People, as much as I want this is I don't think this is going to happen, but people are like, oh, maybe it'll be like a Christmas special this year. I don't think that's going to be it at all. But it could be set
I don't
at
think so. I've
Christmas.
seen a few of the pics, and I feel like people.
But it's not even Christmas. It says November, so it's not even like
For-
on the it's like a poster on the wall. It's like November. It says like
okay.
the event will be like November to something.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah. There's been all sorts of, videos of them running away
So
from
much.
explosions in the streets.
Bang!
Another mysterious thing is that it's Jodie's TARDIS exterior
It is.
is what they're using. So that's bananas. What is going on?
That leads us to believe that
It's after Jodie.
yeah, but then I'm okay. By the way, I fucking hate how much I bring up this thing about Jodie's TARDIS interior not getting taken down. Do you know how many times I fucking heard myself say that and get sick of it?
Every day.
But that being said, okay, if it's Jodie's outside, what the fuck is inside? But
Not
wasn't
Jodie's.
wasn't David's TARDIS landed, and whilst it was still changing, it still had David's interior on the outside. It must have.
Are you talking about Matt to Pete? Or
In 11th Hour, when it landed in Amelia's garden, it would have still been David's TARDIS, wouldn't it? Whilst it was still changing.
Yeah, but we see them running into the TARDIS like they're about to use it and stuff,
I know they're pushing Wilfred in. And
Yeah. He's in a wheelchair. The guy's
Yeah.
93 or 94.
bless him.
It's crazy.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
I can't believe it.
I'm
it's
so
just
happy.
like a fever dream.
But the fact he's got a new Sonic as well
Yeah.
almost makes you think that he's been the Doctor for a while. Because how does he go from Jodie's Sonic to a new Sonic?
I don't know. But I like
Must have
my
been a
theory
while.
of Jodie does the regeneration. Boom. And it's David. And he like looks at himself. He's like, I've seen these hands before. And then like catches himself in like the Time Rotor reflection or something.
What?
And he's like, what? What? What?
I love it.
Boom. Are we going to get the Series 4 titles? Probably not.
Probably not.
But
But I'd love it.
I'd love it.
I mean, I'd love it.
just for these, because obviously, we're going to end up with Shooty for the main Doctor, so we don't know how many episodes David's
That's
doing or
another
whatever.
thing, yeah.
So even if it's just for like one episode
We have to...
or something, just give us them Series 4
Yeah,
titles.
so that's the thing, because everyone's got their threes. I got my threes. There's going to be 3 specials, and one's going to be David, one's going to be Matt, and one's going to be Peter. But another thing I got to say, there's so many things at once, but apparently people who are on the side of the set, again, you can't believe them, but
Stop believing them.
It looked like they were filming the end of the episode, because they were saying there were scenes of Donna like hugging Rose and hugging Sean and everyone, and it was just Donna and the Doctor going in the TARDIS, almost like it was the end of the episode, and they're going off on their own adventures.
Well, I saw them like sprinting into the TARDIS. But yeah, what was said was Rose said like, bye mum, like she said mum. So that pretty much confirms that it is Donna's daughter. Is Donna's daughter.
If we are in the theory of it being like an alternate universe, this would make more sense that we just jump into an adventure, we see them do their thing, and then they go off and do their own thing, and it's a different universe, and then we go to the next one being Matt. It's an alternate universe with Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
And then we go to Peter doing their own thing. Like, we don't know if these are going to be specials leading up to the 60th, and
I'd
the
love
60th
that.
is when Shooty's going to have his first episode, because I don't know if Shooty is going to be filming in this block with David and Catherine. I don't know, because he's not been shown on set, and
No. Yeah, I think
But
it's
I don't
going to
know.
be separate. Here's another
I do think
possible
it's gonna be
cliffhanger
separate.
after the centenary. Jodie does her regeneration. We know that it's probably going to be outside.
Yep.
She does her regeneration, turns into Shooty. Shooty's like, whoa, I'm Shooty.
And then
I'm
goes,
the next
"Burn!"
Doctor. And then TARDIS materializes next to Shooty. Shooty turns. David opens. David sees Shooty. Shooty sees David. David goes, what? What?
You and your what?
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 And then title sequence, credits.
Wow.
And then it's sort of David's first episode is leading up.
To
that, maybe. That could be,
that could
cool.
be fun.
Oh, wouldn't it be fun?
We've done that before.
Wouldn't it be funny if David's like, what? And then Shooty's like, what?
What?
And then David's like, what?
Credits.
Wouldn't- the stuff writes itself.
I mean, like, yeah, Lucky Russell.
There's
I mean, like, but they could, if they just got Joe to stand there and regenerate, they could easily later on bring in
Okay, no.
David. Like,
Yeah,
apparently,
I know.
because we were saying how the Regeneration's probably going to be mostly green screened anyway.
Yeah.
So they could easily just throw David in
I remember
and shoot it now.
way earlier this
You
year,
know.
though. I don't know if it was before February or not when Shooty was cast, but it
Feb. Russell said about Feb.
was when Shooty... Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I don't know if what I'm about to say... I don't remember when this was said. Matt Stevens, the executive producer on Chibnall's Run,
We had no idea what's going on.
very early on in this year, or even at the end of last year, said the centenary is done. Like, they've done post. Like, it's locked off. It's just in the vault.
Okay.
So, unlike... If it was locked off
Yeah.
just before they locked off, was it time to quickly film something for Shooty or whatever? Or David? Whatever in God's green earth is going on.
But-
I love it.
But, David said he's not coming back. Catherine notoriously did an interview like literally 2 months ago. Probably less. And by the way, I never brought it up on the show because I literally thought it was nothing. But like, someone said like on like a BBC breakfast show, you come back for the 60th. She's like, oh no, I'm not. We'll see what happens in time. And she's like, or back in time. And she's like, oh. And she did a little,
Ooh.
and everyone's like, oh, she did a little ooh. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's calm down.
Calm
everybody.
down.
Like, it's an oop.
Yeah.
It's an oop.
Ooh.
But that turned out to be true. Everyone says like they're not going to come back, and they come back. So maybe Matt fucking Stevens was saying, "Hey, it's wrapped,"
Maybe.
but it ain't.
Wouldn't it be great to have like Rachel Talalay direct one episode and like Eros Lynn direct another, and then
Edgar Wright.
Graham Harper directs another. Edgar Wright directs the one where they all come together.
Yeah.
That's it.
If I could
Confirmed.
fan theory for a second, like I've been doing the whole time.
Yeah, I was going to say
Edgar's gonna
for
do,
another second.
Edgar's gonna do Matt's because they've worked together before.
Oh, that would be. Yeah. Wow.
But I could see them picking like, and I don't want to say favorite companion because I would, like you said in your video, I would have loved to have seen Martha come back as much as it's lovely to see Donna. Like, but someone like Karen, who's obviously probably apart from David, is probably the biggest, probably even bigger than David actually.
Yeah, definitely. She's a Marvel.
She's in like
a
Marvel and
MCU
shit.
Marvel star.
She would definitely have to take a pay cut, but she's someone who would come back because she's constantly
she said
tweeting
she
about
would.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like she was talking about Shooty's casting and stuff. Like she would take a pay cut to come back. Like she would do a special. They've just wrapped Guardians free. She can come do it.
She's freed up conveniently.
She's freed up for now. Man, the fact that can you believe we're sat here talking about even like Rachel Talalay being back? Like it's crazy.
It is
like
crazy.
even that gives me so much faith that even Russell knows how much her directing meant to fans like you and I.
Yeah.
The fact he's even fucking listened. And by the way, I definitely think he's been having a few phone calls with Stephen Moffat and being like, what did the fans really love from your era? And I guarantee you Stephen said she was the standout director. You should hire her for the 60th. Fans would go nuts. And we have. Like, she's the best.
This is one thing that I've been curious about is that we've got obviously we've only seen them been filming one episode so far, right? So I'm hoping that this episode is a very David themed episode, and then we get other episodes, even if it is still David as the Doctor, but we have other episodes that embrace the Moffat era a bit more and some stuff from Chibs
Right,
as well.
that would be fun, yeah.
Like just because even if it was 3 specials of David, I'd love it. I'd love it, but I'd worry that it'll be 3 specials of like we're back doing the Russell T Davis era again, And
then
I'd
it almost
like it.
then we shift to shooting. It's like, oh, that just like, just
Well,
kind of like happened. And it's like,
it's more like, Moffat's era was awesome and almost as successful. I mean, parts of it more successful than Russell's
it broke
era.
America.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So like, I'd love to see, a River Song come back or something like that.
Oh.
Some big parts of the Moffat era also get included. I hope that it's not just the RTD dick waving fest, which fair game to him. Like he deserves it, and I'd love it. But I just like a bit of Moffat in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, people keep saying though, like, oh, we're not going to get anything to the 60th. Well, that's not true. I mean, I keep saying they're filming like incredibly early.
Yeah, that's why I feel like there's
Something
got to
that's
be
so far away.
there's
Like,
got to be a couple.
we're not
of
even
specials.
like we're more than a year away. More than like what? Not a year and a half, but pretty close.
Unless they're filming like the 60th and it is just the one special, and then they're filming season 14 with Shooty shortly after, and that way, and they're wanting Shooty to start in like early 2024, his first main series to start, and so maybe if they left the 60th too late to film, then series 14 would have to come later as well.
Right.
Whereas if they film it all earlier, we can get series 14 earlier.
It's funny how you know how they announced Shooty. Now saying the sentence, I kind of get it, because they announced it almost like he would be shown on set, but I guess the reason they announced it, he doesn't necessarily have to be in this special, but I guess the reason why they announced it was that people probably would have thought instantly that David is the 14th Doctor, because he was shown on set.
I agree. I was thinking about that as well.
He doesn't necessarily have to be in the special, because they've announced him now. We know he is the actual 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
It's not.
And it's also just another question mark.
Maybe David is the 14th Doctor.
And Shooty's 15.
But
yeah. But it's just another big question mark as well. Russell's just having fun. I've read that.
You see him on set. He's just having a fucking blast.
He's loving it. I've read that he put a few red herrings out there in interviews. He's given some answers that haven't been true. Man, mad dog. Shall we get into the episode, Connor?
Yeah, we better.
We are the 50% Doctor Who podcast, baby. Yes!
50% podcast.
This is a podcast where
I am a man
who
runs a podcast.
Where we talk about Doctor Who 50% of the time. Well, usually more than that, but to save our asses on the episodes where there's not a lot of Doctor Who to talk about.
Was there a fat? Was that fat 20 minutes? Surely.
That was a fat 23 minutes. So probably 20 minutes by the time I've cut a bit and stuff.
Yeah, fair.
So today we're talking about the Time Heist. The Heist of the Times. Time Heist by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. That's a dumb joke.
It's not even funny. Bit of Macklemore banter for you all. The Heist. I didn't even think of that. Awesome.
I'm just that creative.
Epic.
Time Heist is the 5th episode of the 8th series of British science fiction television program Doctor Who. Before we lose you all, by the way, we're probably going to keep talking about this David stuff.
Lose you because they're gone. They're
gone. They're like, we don't need these fucking reviews.
Time Heist. And I love how in the upload on YouTube and everywhere, you're like, shoot a Garber cast in and listen review. It's an afternote, and listen review.
Yeah, well, I feel like
you gotta get the people to click.
You gotta get the people to click, but also I feel like that's the more exciting stuff to talk about and that people want to listen. The episode reviews are
listen slap though, but I feel like we spoke about it enough.
Yeah, I think we balanced it right. Anyways, we'll probably come back to some more theories and stuff like that later in the episode. But Time Heist, science fiction television program called Doctor Who. Broadcast on BBC One, 20th September 2014. Written by Stephen or Stephen? Thompson.
Isn't it?
And Stephen Moffat. Directed by the best man in the world, Douglas McKinnon. In the episode, I'd love to see Douglas McKinnon come back to direct. Anyways, in the episode, the alien time traveler Dr. Peter Capaldi, along with the human companion, these things are worded so shit, along with human companion Kara Oswald, mutant human Sabra, and augmented human Psy, or Gangnam Style, get recruited to break into a bank. You guys know what we're talking about. It's the bank one, when they rob a bank.
That's right? 6.99 million. They were so close to 7.
Just 0.01 more million people. Yeah. Please turn on your TVs. Time Heist. Look, so it's Doctor Who does Oceans 11 or 12 or 13. Yeah. Or 8.
Was there a 10?
No, I think it's 11, 12, 13, 8.
Okay.
8 is the for males one, I believe.
Okay. 8 ball.
So I hate that on the Wikipedia page. It says, for the event in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, see Time Heist, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
They're like, oh, you might have mistaken this for a Marvel.
Avengers Endgame, because everything is Marvel.
Oh, of course, that dumbass thing they do in Endgame. And it's a Time Heist.
No,
we're here to talk about Doctor Who.
Heist. Look, Connor, I'm going to start this conversation very bluntly and say, I don't have a lot to say about this episode.
Man, thank fuck. I watched this episode 3 hours ago, and I actually generally was kind of keen to watch it. I thought I was going to really enjoy it.
Same.
And I hate to say it, but I was so excited to see the direction from Douglas because of what happened in Listen, but I found it so fucking. The colours were so beautiful in Listen.
Yeah.
The colours
Colours
depressed
were shit.
me. I wasn't fucking keen on it, and I
But
fucking kind of hated it.
It's like the colors.
I'm sorry.
Like you could tell they did it. It was all in post. Like they graded everything to be super blue.
Exactly.
Like,
Where Listen felt like it was actually like
was
the
all,
lighting.
Listen was just beautiful.
Yeah.
But this, it was like a combination of loads of things. I think that for me just didn't quite work. I still enjoyed the episode, but let me just put it this way: I think this is the first time since very early on in this podcast that I paused the episode halfway through and was like, I'm just not into this. I need to try and come back to it when I'm maybe in a bit more of a mood for it.
Where were you?
I was just watching it in my room late at night, had a few beers, perfect time for an episode
That's
of
the
Doctor Who.
perfect time.
And I got 15 minutes in and I was like, I just don't care. I need to come back to this. About a week later, which was 2 days ago,
You ate a week?
Yeah, I was like,
Holy
fuck it.
fuck.
All right, I'll put it back on. And I put it on and I was watching it and I was like, I still don't really care.
Shit.
It's a standard episode, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think there's some VFX that's a bit ropey in there, which doesn't help, and it just feels like it's trying a little too hard in places. Like it's like, we get it. You are Ocean's 11, and you know they spend more time making it feel like a heist movie than developing any of the characters, I think. And you know, say what you want, there's some beautiful quotes in there when the shapeshifter Sabra or whatever her name was, you know, she says, "Could you love someone who has your eyes back at them or whenever they touch you?" It was like, yeah, nice, but that was like 1 or 2 sentences of characterization. You know, like I just thought that the side characters were a bit plain. I was disappointed rewatching it, man, because I remember quite enjoying this at the time.
Man, nah, you're speaking exactly.
I speak
what
the truth.
thought. Speak the truth. Yeah, that actually blows, man. Like I felt the exact same way. I honestly, I don't know why they keep bringing back this fucking clown. What's his name? Steve Tomlinson or something? I don't know why they keep bringing him back. Like, motherfucker made Curse of the Black Spot, Journeys in the TARDIS, and then he makes this. Which, by the way, the fact Steven's on this, it kind of leads me to believe that Steven was like, Christ, let me fucking hop on this. Like, this ain't great.
I know Capaldi has said in the past that Steven fixed a lot of scripts that felt unsalvageable.
Yes.
Because he's got his name on this one, it makes me think maybe this was one of them. Maybe it was a bit fucked before Steven got on.
Yeah, I get that impression because I feel like this is a really cool idea, but it's like they don't have the budget to do it.
It definitely just shows.
The budget is not there. And what annoys me, and look, I can't really blame Douglas. Maybe I can. I can't. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. But what I really loved about Listen was there was so many lovely location work. Like there was next to no CGI. And this episode is like CGI fucking frenzy.
CGI frenzy, and the location work is just like in power stations and stuff.
Yeah, and you're so right about the color correction in like post.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
It just
you can always tell. You can always tell.
You could tell that they, just the budget wasn't there for this episode. Like, you know, they really don't sell that you're doing a bank heist. You know, you see a vault door at one point, and that's kind of it. You know, there's obviously the grand entrance when they first walk in, but it just looks kind of gross, and it's just a big open space.
That's what took me out of the episode the most, was that like they hype up the episode. I thought the cold open was fine.
That's fun.
Like it kind of excites you. Like, you know, this is we later find out it's Capaldi talking. And it's like, you know, this is the most like if you own the star system, this is where you be. Like the most richest people in the world come here. It's the most pristine bank in the entire universe. Like, and now you're about to rob it. Okay, I'm in. I'm good. Motherfuckers are walking through hallways, going through air vents, no security ever. They're always one step behind them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hang on a minute. Like, they hype it up to be this, like, the most secure bank in the world. There's no lasers. There's no, like they're going through vents. There's no sensors. The security are always, like, one step. Like, where are they? Like,
Planet
so
of
many
the Dead.
vents.
Planet of the Dead was a better heist movie than
Time
Heist was.
That episode gets way too much hate. I love Planet of the Dead.
But even like
that's my Easter special. Okay, Legend of the Sea Devils. That's what I grew up with being an Easter special.
But like them having to, you know, slide down in Planet of the Dead, like when Christina comes down from the roof and there's lasers and things.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They run in. They're in their. We've seen an amazing air vent scene in Satan's Pit. such an intense, amazing scene. Like, so good, standout. We're in, like, air vents, and they're just walking through, and it's like... And even when characters are like... You know, what's the name? The shapeshifter, like, you know, fucking...
Sabra.
Yeah, she, like, sacrificed herself, and then, like, Sai does it. First of all, I'm like, hang on a minute. You're like, you're sacrificed... Like, he sacrificed himself for Clara, who he just met. And I get... He's just the whole line... he's a good bloke, you know? He's just the whole line about, when you're about to die, you think of all the people that you love. And I've got no one.
Yeah, I was...
and I'm like, bro, come on. And they end up just, like... If they actually did kill them off, I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. But they just end up coming back later. There's no stakes. Like, you're right, there's no stakes. And, like, you know, again, they're in the most advanced bank. The second they even started the heist, realistically, they would have been caught. It's like, it's hyped up to be the most secure bank in the universe. And they're just free. They're literally freely walking through hallways.
Yeah.
I know the Thinker's there a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is like a cool, even though it's eye
awesome.
is the Dalek. It's the Dalek eye.
Oh, it kind of is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, literally, it's little eye. Thought the actual like eye is the Dalek eye, and you know Moffat's
skilled
Daleks.
Yeah.
That always bugged me, but yeah.
I did notice it. I think it looks great. That creature. Yeah.
I saw it in person. Actually, it's really cool.
One thing that I thought was really funny was Pete's like, the universe isn't going to end when you answer a phone call or whatever.
No!
And he cuts to him with the memory worm in his hand. That I thought was really funny. And having the memory worms back makes it
That's fun from
like
Snowman.
a bit of a world from Snowman.
Yeah.
Snowmen.
The Snowmen.
The Snowmen. Multiple men.
But that shot really
snowmans.
bugs me. Like, that I gotta say, that shot always takes me out of it because, like, they don't line up properly. Like,
what, the cut?
Yeah, the cut just always bugs me.
Why? I think it's good. I think that's the right way to do it.
It's fine. Now when they finish the episode and they explain why they were there and what they were doing, I like it more. But I never liked that cut much.
I love that cut.
Yeah, I know you do.
Why? Did you want it to be a match cut where it's in the exact same position in the next place? Sometimes that's just a bit too...
It's Doctor Who.
A bit too standard, I feel.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a sucker for a match cut. I've been watching too much Better Call Saul, I guess. But, you know...
No, Better Call Saul, they don't just do match... Better Call Saul's so much more than that guy.
I know, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, it just didn't really, like, you know... I don't really like it.
Well, I don't really like you anymore.
Thank you.
There we go.
Cheers.
End of podcast.
Cut it. Cut it right now.
Yeah, look, it just wasn't great. I really don't have a lot more to say than that, unfortunately. After, when did we say 23 minutes? We're now at 34 minutes.
You're joking.
I hate drawing attention to runtime. Let's pretend that we didn't have that conversation.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, nope. But there really isn't an awful lot to say about it.
I don't know why they keep bringing back this bozo. Like,
this bozo. I don't know. I don't think it was particularly well written. Well, maybe. It was just... The whole thing just feels like there was just almost no effort put into it. Like money-wise and then execution. You can tell Douglas McKinnon really wanted to have fun with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're just like... wasn't the money, unfortunately. And I hate to do this because, you know, it's great to make things on low-budget things. You know, some projects aren't blessed with the amount of money that, like, Game of Thrones was, you know. But it just felt so flat. I felt like couldn't do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Because
they didn't have money. Instead, they're just running through power stations and shit, you know?
Yeah, I know. It just, everything about the production, like, just took me out of the episode. And though, like, the Thinker and stuff, like, it's a cool concept, kind of weird me out. Like, it's kind of similar to that fucking Last Christmas episode where, like, you can't think and stuff.
The crabs.
Kind of weird
That's
how,
just
like...
dreams, isn't it?
Is it dreams?
It's dreams, I think. The space crabs things.
Oh, I thought it was like you couldn't think about them, or like you can't look at them without thinking about them, something like that. Anyway, it kind of like...
I think when you think about them, they wake up or something?
Yeah, something like that, when you're actually looking at them and paying them attention. And I was like, that's kind of weird how, like, maybe Stephen was like, this is a really cool idea for maybe another episode. Like, it's kind of odd. And at the end, it's like... He was just trying to save his missus, and then they walk off in like a really bad
horrific.
CGI. Yeah, it looked terrible.
The bodies of them walking off. Yeah.
Even how they wrapped up the two.
I never wanted to see a naked Thinker.
Yeah, that was weird. Hey, they took off the orange jumpsuit. They at the end as well. They try and give the characters like the two cunts who are with them. Like they try and give them fucking like they're all eating Chinese in the TARDIS, which I thought was kind of cool. It's like,
but it was weird.
TARDIS. It's look. I fucking agree with you. I think it's dumb. I was like, it's kind of cool how they're treating the TARDIS like a social place. It cuts like a patty telling the punchline of a joke, which we don't get. And it's like, okay, they're having a great time. That's fucking fantastic. And it's like, all right, if you want to use me again, then call me up. And then he leaves, and then she leaves, and then Clara leaves, and you're like, what the fuck?
But it was like, I enjoyed, like you said, them eating Chinese on the TARDIS. I thought that was great. But what I thought was weird was like, it's like you get 1 30-second scene of them laughing, and then quick shot of the TARDIS flying.
Yeah, the TARDIS
30-second scene of Sai leaving, TARDIS flies, quick scene. I was like, why don't you just make, you spent 2 minutes doing all these individual send-offs. Just do like 1 2-minute send-off, and like it would just flow so much better instead of you keep having these quick interrupted bits that just feel so forced.
Did you also find it weird how the episode started with a time vortex? I don't even remember because you watched it a while ago. It starts with time vortex going like woo. It's literally the title sequence.
Yeah,
it's going like woo.
But then it goes into the washing machine, which I thought was great. I like that.
Do you like the spin?
Yeah, no, I really like that.
That's cool.
I thought that was cool.
It's cool.
And I guess it's like Time Heist. They were like, okay, it's about time. You kind of get away with it. There's worse things in this episode.
There's worse things. It's just
Peter's time
it would make
vortex
sense if it cut to them being in the TARDIS. Whilst there's a fucking time vortex.
It's symbolism.
Shot.
Time.
Do you really think it was symbolism in this episode?
No, I just thought it was a cool
It just
concept.
sucks because I actually didn't think this episode was going to be this much of a disappointment when I was like looking at like the episode slate. Like I was like, hey, this is going to be really good. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of blows. This episode kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I really like starting with the time vortex and going into the washing machine, other than the fact that it maybe doesn't make a lot of sense. But the one thing I don't like about it is that it's Peter's time vortex, and y'all know how much I dislike Peter's titles, including the time vortex.
We're actually going to get to this.
I don't know. Like you always, we'll probably just go off topic 2 seconds into it, and you'll never know why I don't like it.
Tell me why you don't like it.
It's just so fucking blue. Like, it's so blue. It's blue. Double D, double da. Double D, double da.
Yeah, it's
double
blue.
D, double da. Yep, just checking.
Blue, double
yep,
D, double da. Yeah.
Double D, double da. Double D, double da. That's how we'll buff out the runtime of this episode.
Yeah, just sing
double D, double da.
By Elfie 88, I think it is.
Double D, double da.
The beginning of Iron Man 3.
This is listen.
Now
up.
listen up. Here's a story about a little dot who lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him, inside and outside. Blue his house, and a blue little window, and a blue car, and everything is blue for him, and himself, and everybody around, cause he ain't got nobody to listen. That's the one hit wonder, you know. I'm blue, double D, double die, double D, double die, double D, double die. Everybody, blue, double D, double die, double D, double die, double D, double die. Wow. Pete's
blue. Pete's on smile.
Bro, what the fuck?
Pete needs to be sad today. For our audio listeners, Pete is sad today. Pete, our little
looks angry more than
emoji
sad.
octopus, I'll call it.
He's a bit more angry than
he's
sad.
Not, well, yeah, I'm angry. I'm disappointed.
In the episode?
Which means angry. Yeah.
Hey, the second we get back to talking about R2D2, the better.
Yeah.
This episode sucks. Nah, it's not too bad. It's fine. It's fine. I remember actually being pleasantly surprised when I was younger. Maybe just because of his like backlog of it, all of his episodes being like unwatchable shit. That I was kind of like, okay, that was actually kind of bearable. That maybe made me think that, this was going to be something more different than it was. And it wasn't really, actually. It was kind of exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I hate hearing the Bank of Carabraxos. Oh. Every time they say that, I'm like, fucking stop. The Bank of Carabraxos. The bank, Carabrax.
You're gonna rob the bank of Carabraxos.
That like Madame fucking Braxos chick. She was like perfectly ordinary.
Do you know what? She's she plays Alex Drake in fucking Ashes to Ashes, which is the Life on Mars spin-off or sequel, whatever you look at it. And yeah, it sucks because like she's so good in it, and she's just some generic ass. Like, by the way, it's like, you know, she keeps mentioning not getting fired. By the way, when you're writing a fucking script, mentioning something once is fine. But then they keep mentioning like you don't want to get fucking fired by the director because she's fucking. And she says the whole line. It's like, I had the right face for the job. I remember watching the first time being like, right face for the job. Surely that means that it's actually you, and it is. It's a fucking clone. So great. And then she calls up from the deathbed like, Doctor.
Oh yeah.
You need to call me.
Even the prosthetics didn't look that good. Hey, the old lady prosthetics.
Why would they bother? It just looks, and it's in like, by the way, it's in a dark room, so you don't really see it. It looks that bad.
Yeah.
It's like a dark room. It's like, Doctor, you gave me your number one day and said, if I need to call you, you can, because I made a lot of mistakes. And it's like, I don't care.
This is one I kind of wish we did adjust to the things to this one, because I'm really curious as to what the audience.
I actually forgot.
Well, I was gonna put up a poll.
I forgot.
I wasn't gonna ask for reviews.
I would have done that. I would have done reviews and polls, but even if I didn't use them, which I said I was gonna do, but I forgot actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ain't got shit.
I think the teller is a cool concept.
Oh God.
Like, and when he's like, Clara, don't think about him. How are you supposed to stop thinking about him? You know, that kind of thing.
That's literally, yeah, and it's literally what happens in the Christmas special. Don't think about them, because if you think about them, yeah.
But that Christmas special is quite good for a memory. I think it's underrated.
You know what? I'm really keen to actually revisit it.
Last Christmas,
I gave you my heart. Do the fucking skate ramp heads. That bloke just sat in the...
Oh, God, that was horrific.
Dude, I laughed my ass off when I just saw him sat with the chains.
I just sighed.
And his head just like a fucking skate ramp. It looked so dumb. I actually, yeah, it's too... The second it was like way too much CGI and they wasted a director like Douglas McKinnon on it. Like, get someone else to do it. Like...
Give someone else a try.
To be fair, they probably bought on a director like him who was established because they knew they needed him to like probably save it, like try and salvage, like
do something with it, please. Yeah. It would have been cool to see him maybe do like, I don't know, what episode feels like it needed would have been better for him.
Save it.
That just like would like a decent script that would have been better if it had a better director. Maybe like Kill the Moon.
Kill the Moon would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have suited him, yeah. I know, it's weird we've got stuff like that coming up. He doesn't come back, though, this ride, does he? This is his last one.
It's his last episode of Doctor Who, thank God.
And I know, you know what's so funny? That fucking In the Forest of the Night episode seems like something he would write. But it's written by some, like, children's author or something.
And you can tell. What do you think of Pete this episode in The Heist?
Fine.
Yeah,
fine.
He didn't really stand out much, did he? There was a few lines that were kind of funny. And
there's some cool lines, and there's some scenes where you can tell he's like a sterner doctor, but nothing to run home with. And, Danny makes a really brief cameo as well, right at the beginning.
Did he?
Yeah, no, it's so. I
don't even remember.
Yeah, it's
what are they doing?
It's not even. They're making out in the classroom, which, by the way, teachers would never do.
I don't remember.
Although I did recall. No, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Excuse me?
Nah, apparently 2 of our teachers at school made out and someone found out. 2 women teachers.
Ah.
I love how you're so far away from the mic. You don't even care. You're like this. Oh, yeah. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently they did. So maybe it does
2 of them were dating. There was a lesbian couple of our teachers.
They were dating afterwards? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they got caught before they were dating. Apparently they got caught, like...
Well, in my sister's year, 2 of her teachers got married.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? But weren't our sisters in the same year? I think they were.
No, I don't think so. I think my sister was like a year older.
Okay.
Because my sister graduated in 2016.
So teachers do kiss.
And live in the school, like in school reunion. They are bats.
They are bats.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, surely you wouldn't make out just in case a teacher.
Yeah.
I feel like our classrooms have so many windows, you'd be caught.
You would.
Those British schools, they're like quite, because of the cold weather, they're probably too enclosed in. I'm just saying, apparently,
from my extensive research of British schools.
Yeah, how rumours spread around school.
Yeah.
Like we saw 2 teachers kissing. It's like, okay, like that's great. That you humans do what you want to do. Like, I'm sure they're like, oh, it's kind of kinky. Like, we might get caught.
I think no.
What do you mean no? They definitely thought that.
No, that's not kinky. If you put kinky in it, bearing in mind they're in a school, it's a bit weird.
No, like they might get caught and lose their job.
Oh yeah, fuck
that's
yeah.
What I'm saying. Like kinky.
That's
is like,
so sexy. I like the idea of losing my fucking job.
Hey man, people do it all the time. Though. They like the idea of getting caught. Yeah.
Blue double d double die. Was that? Yeah.
Dabba diva da.
Do you have any goofs this week, Connor?
No.
Well, we have no segments this week. You know
really?
why?
Because there's nothing.
Literally, fuck all. We're not doing just Twitter things this week. And then I went to do behind the scenes, and the only thing, it's not even worth playing this thing for, the only thing that I found on behind the scenes was that this episode was like the first 5 episodes of the whole of Series 8. The episode was leaked in black and white, rough cut stage with unfinished VFX and missing ADR, and the script was leaked as well. So, yippee-yay, motherfucker.
Got some Die Hard references over here.
Yeah, you know, I've never seen Die Hard, actually.
Any of them?
Nope.
Not 1 to 5?
Nope.
You haven't seen number 5 with Jai Courtney?
Don't even know who Jai Courtney is, my friend.
Captain Boomerang. It's Australian.
Oh, God.
Yeah, apparently it was terrible. Yeah. I'm kind of keen to watch them at some point. I've only seen the 4th one.
Do you have any other last theories for all the stuff we're seeing from Russ?
Yeah, I got a few. I mean, I could talk fucking England about it, but
what the fuck is that saying?
Talk for England.
Yeah.
Well, it is filmed in England, so.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with you tonight? Jesus. What's going on with you? You seem so like out of it. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired tonight.
Yeah, I could tell. Luckily, we're reviewing fucking Time Heist. Jesus.
Preach it, sister.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know if it's going to be a series of things heading up to the 60th. And that kind of... Look, I'm a bit upset if, like, we'll get just a few things and then maybe the 60th will be just Shooty. I would love to see all the Doctors in the 60th, but maybe they're trying to get it out of the way. We want to see them all together, I think. Yeah, I hope so. So, do you think maybe they might do the whole, like, David, Matt, Peter, and then we all come together for a 60th with Shooty?
I'd nut.
But then... What? There's so many questions that we don't have the answers to. When does David regenerate into Shooty? Does Jodie regenerate into David?
We will find out at the Centenary special. We don't even know the name of the Centenary.
No, not yet.
We know like all this stuff about...
The Return of David Tennant.
Honestly, yeah.
The 10th hour.
No, it'll be called... What?
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 Exclamation mark. Yeah, it's going to be something... I mean, it can't be that... Bro, do you honestly feel bad for like fucking Jodie and Chibnall?
I really do, because right now
no one gives a fuck.
Moved on.
Cares?
I think it doesn't help that Legend of the Sea Devils was so underwhelming.
Who cares? And you just know none of that shit's gonna fucking matter.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. It's like,
not gonna matter. There's
we know
no
all this
way.
exciting stuff is gonna come after it. And because the thing is as well, with like Ace and Tegan coming back, for me, I'm not that excited. One, because Chib's track record of bringing back characters and stuff hasn't been, you know, the best. They're always quite sidelined and things. And you know, if Russell brought him back, if Chibs brought them back in Series 11 or even Series 12, you know, like he did with Jack, for me, it wasn't just Jack's back, how exciting. It was for like I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Jack over the next few seasons. Obviously now, that's just different because you have to clarify. I have to clarify every time.
That's all right. I don't think people.
No, I know. I'm just making a big deal out of absolutely nothing.
No. To be fair, you can't be too fucking careful with Doctor Who fans.
They suck.
Yeah, they do.
We love y'all,
including us.
Including us.
We are Doctor Who. We're the worst of the worst.
What was I saying? Something about
Chibnall
something
blows.
dumb. No, I was saying...
You kind of were saying that.
No. The thing is, he's bringing these characters back in his last episode. So he's not... he might, but it's very unlikely that he's going to set them up for something. They're going to come back. It's going to be a quick, hey, how you doing?
There to be there, yeah.
And it's not going to matter because they're... In the end, there's not going to be another Chibnall era episode that brings them back in. It's going to be Russell that takes over. And maybe they will, continue a few threads of where those characters are. Maybe Russell will bring those characters in. But it's like the centenary isn't being used to set up the Russell era. It's used to close off things. And so bringing these characters in, they're not going to get set up. Like School Reunion is great because it's like, it's a great Liz Sladen episode, of course. But it's also like, we've set her up to come back on future adventures. And
she
things
does
like
it in
that.
her own spin-off and all that.
Yeah, and this one is just, it's not going to be like that. So it's just not.
You're right, because Chibnall's characters coming back normally don't have any substance at all. Now there's even more to that because it's ending. It's literally...
There's no need for them.
By the way, don't you find... I was saying to Dan, don't you find it weird that they haven't gone to Jodie for a quote about Shooty? She hasn't said anything yet.
I think Shooty said he's spoken to her.
Yeah, but there hasn't been normally they always get the Doctor who is currently the Doctor to give a public quote, and there hasn't been a public quote. I'm sure. I
wouldn't think too much into it, but
I would.
I would.
I would.
It's falling apart.
No, the poor woman's probably like, for fuck's sake.
But
I could have got this.
Here's what I
and she could have she could have got it.
I have mixed feelings about a few things here because one, Jodie has one big episode left, right? It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest episode they've ever done.
Is it?
But...
Isn't it 90 minutes?
Yeah, which
That's
Russell
cool.
let slip at the red carpet at the BAFTAs.
That's cool. I'm keen for a movie like that.
Gives me a bit of hope that, Ace and Tegan aren't just going to be sidelined.
More time for Ryan to come back.
No.
Nah, that's been pretty much confirmed. He's not coming back.
Yeah. Thank God.
Tozen's too busy filming his HBO show.
But...
He is. That's not a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a joke. He actually is.
And they're making a Ryan Sinclair spin-off on HBO.
Fuck me. Ryan Sinclair in brackets. Don't you dare. Don't you
Going
dare.
Ryan, you're doing it, mate.
All these Russell spin-offs. Please don't ever use Chibnall characters in a spin-off Russell. We don't want it.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Are you serious? Do you actually want a Russell written
I wouldn't
spin-off?
I don't want them
You
to
hate Ryan.
Yeah, I don't want Ryan back.
You actually like Ryan for a solid 2 years, and then you're on that hate train.
I have not liked Ryan.
You have. I've got fucking audio proof.
Oh, bullshit.
I do.
Oh, that's something we could have spoken about.
Yeah.
There's no point talking about it now.
No.
But
yeah. Let's just laugh at the audience knowing what the fuck we're talking about. But anyway, I went deep diving onto our old season. Sorry, you were probably saying something.
I was. I don't even know what I was saying.
Fuck you. Forget about it. No, sorry. You can talk about it. But
No,
I was talking
I'm
about
listen to you.
season.
Like always.
Are you insane? Are you crazy?
A little bit.
Before I go on to that point, do you ever feel like...
You're going to forget your point.
No, do you ever feel like sometimes you wish you could make jokes about other YouTubers and you just let's just... Anyway.
What?
I was like, I feel like...
Someone explain what the fuck just happened in Connor's head.
I said, do you ever feel like sometimes you could make jokes about other YouTube channels that talk about Doctor Who and you're like, we better not?
Yeah, well, maybe when we're good friends with them. One day.
Yeah.
One day more.
Anyway.
Another day, another destiny. Go on.
I was just saying how I went through literally privated videos that were our almost 50% Doctor Who podcast
the pilot
season.
Yeah.
Almost just out of curiosity. But by the way, we suck our episodes to 30 for 40 minutes. Somehow we
did we?
Somehow we did that. I thought about you because you're always the time we gotta worry about. The algorithm doesn't like videos over an hour. Yeah, people love us, so
they just like hearing us talk. This has been the most filler-esque episode.
Yeah, what the fuck
ever
is
done.
going on tonight?
Okay,
Dude,
yeah,
I was
sure.
so gassed. I was ready to go. Aiden's I hate life.
No, I brought energy.
How you doing mentally? You okay? Honestly, I feel like I gotta fucking ask you. Is this a therapy session, John? You seem like you're out of it tonight. Is it me? Have I done something? Have I bugged
It's been
you?
a weird day.
I think it has been. You're so fucking out of it. And you know what? I'm not here to.
I'm sorry. You're right. You carried this whole
I
show.
just fucking. I didn't say
You
that.
fucking get out.
I'll get out. I'll say goodbye to your mum on the way out.
Okay.
I'll say goodbye. No, I can't say. Can I say your parents' names? Wayne and James.
Well,
Bro, don't you find it funny how your parents' names rhyme? Do you ever think about that? They rhyme. It's like the perfect couple, Wayne and Jane. They rhyme. Anyway, how are you doing mentally?
it actually rings really well on the cards. Be right.
What cards?
Wayne, Jane, Danielle, and Aidan. Oh, there you go. There's my sister's name for you.
I always called your sister Danny.
Well, that's her.
Does she not like being called Danielle?
She doesn't like being called Danielle. No.
Danielle. I didn't even know it was Danielle. I always called her Danny. I haven't seen Danny in fucking yonks. Not since your 21st.
No.
How is she?
Well, yeah, she's got a house. We're not going to talk about my sister.
And how are
on
you
this
doing
show.
mentally?
Yeah, you've asked us like 4 times. I'm fine.
Are you?
Is this
I don't
what
know,
therapy's like?
Just at
The therapy I've been avoiding all my life.
Yeah, go to therapy. It's fun.
Fun.
It's not fun, but it's like you get stuff. I don't know. I personally started on like 10 milligrams of antidepressants, and they didn't work for me, so I went to 20. And I feel like it's actually kind of helping a lot more. Because like I just feel like I needed like a bigger dosage. I feel like it's fun. I've only been on 20 milligrams for like nearly 3 weeks, but I was on 10 for like 3 months. Definitely different. So,
But now your vibes. Just vibes only.
I don't know if I'm vibes, but I feel a lot better when I'm not at work. When I'm at work, I feel pretty shit. My anxiety attacks have like kind of stopped, which is a good thing. But because they were getting so bad, I feel like that's kind of stopped. I feel like, but at work, like I can't be happy at work. Sometimes at work, I'm like, even the happiest person on earth would fucking hate this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, why can't we just be doing this all day, every day?
Yeah, well, we will.
One day.
I mean,
Daily show. Doctor Who Daily.
God, what would we talk about daily? Christ. We get little crumbs on Twitter. But there was like that dry season. What the fuck do you talk about when there's those dry seasons?
Yeah, we went so long without episodes.
Yeah, I still hasn't answered the question, by the way, folks.
Well,
maybe one day we'll get to the answer. So, how you been?
I'm the same old Aidan. Well, my film, we've got a week and a half left until it needs to be done. So that's a bit stressful.
Yeah, what?
My film. My movie.
Yeah.
Let Me Be.
I was going to say, you haven't shot a new one.
No, that'll be quick. Yeah, we got a week and a half left on that, and so that is...
Till festivals.
Yeah, so our first big festival submission.
So you're doing like
is
the
on
final
June
edits
1st.
and stuff.
The edit's all done and locked off. It's just like a bit of sound work and composition and polishing off the color grade and some documents that need doing, licensing some music because we have some Perth artists in their music in the film.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's good.
Which requires a lot of paperwork and stuff.
That's
So
good.
it's just dotting all the I's and stuff like that in that way. And but we're almost done. But it's I'll be so relieved once it's done.
That's good.
I'll be very
and then you
relieved
do your
once
next
it's
one, then you'll be...
Yeah, well, we're already in early stages of prepping for something at the moment, for something else, which is
That's good.
definitely, I know I say this every time, but we do just keep doing it, the biggest thing we've ever done, especially in terms of length.
Well, yeah. Are you comfortable enough to say the length?
Well, look, it might not even end up happening, is the thing. But what we're doing and in talks with people at the moment is to do a 5 by 8 minute web series. It's sort of the plan. I'll say no more, but because these things, it might just not work out. We're in talks with some people to help us actually make it happen. But these things they fall through so easily and stuff. So I'm not going to talk too much more about it. But
sometimes it's better not to say anything.
Yeah, not to hype up the 50% fans. Connor, what are you going to say about Time Heist? What's your final verdict?
Man, it fucking blows.
Blow my nut. Out of 10, what is your score, Connor?
God, you know what? I came here with a 6.5, but I think I'm going to give it a 5.
Really? Robert of Sherwood?
Yeah.
Robert of Sherwood, 5.
Well, really? Gave it that 5?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of similar on quality.
Look, I came here with a 6.5. I think I'm going to drop it to a 6, but part of me wants me to drop it to a 5.5. But I don't think it's worse than Robot of Sherwood is the thing, and I gave Robot of Sherwood a 6. So maybe I'll stick with 6.
Robot of Sherwood, actually. Though.
Actually, so right. The fact that I had to stop this shit.
Yeah, the fact is that, like, Robot Sherwood I watched all in one go.
Fine,
I watched this all in one go, but I didn't... I didn't enjoy it anyway near as enough.
You've convinced me to drop it to a 5. We're five twinsies.
We're the five bros.
We are the 5 bros. This episode,
we've got Caretaker, our last Gareth Roberts script.
Thank God. And we don't have to keep talking about how much of a shit bloke he is. I'm so sick of talking about him. We are on 109. This is our 109th episode of the podcast. Fun fact for you. Which means we are 10% of the way from 200 to 200 from 100, which is kind of crazy. It feels like 100 was like a couple of weeks ago. But
yeah, that's kind of weird, hey? Well, we did the 2 Torchwood episodes, so that's kind of another thing, but that's still not that much. But yeah. Well, we got, I guess 150 is our next big one.
Yeah, we'll probably just have a
beer,
have a shot.
A shot?
We'll do a shot, shake it up at 150.
I was going to bring shots to 100.
Well, you didn't.
No.
Maybe for one of them we'll do I
didn't. Jeez.
We'll do a 50%.
It's like, no, I didn't.
We'll do a 50% drinking game for one of the celebrations. And we'll get like a few of our regular listeners to come up with the stuff that we say frequently. Because we don't know, because we just talk normally, right? But people that listen, quite often you can start to rehear things like...
yeah, I could tell you.
Connor says Pertway and not Pertwee.
Oh god, that's the biggest one.
Biggest meme of them all.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry that this was...
Every time I say Pertway, take a shot.
I'm sorry this wasn't our best. Connor, tell me how shit this episode's been. Tell me.
Well, I had this conversation after an episode that was good, where I was like, sometimes you got bangers and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got mash. As a vegetarian, I like mash.
Mash is good.
But this was kind of mash. Like this, they could buy that powdered mash, and you do it in
like a KFC. That's horrific because that's like comes from powder.
I mean, it tastes great.
It's like Ray in Force Awakens, her little food that grows.
It tastes great, but man, is it bad for you? But it doesn't taste
pretty average, to be honest.
It doesn't taste like gravy. Do you know what? No, that's the thing. Like the actual mash doesn't taste great, but when you try it with the gravy, like the gravy's nice, but you can't really.
Yeah, the episode's a banger when we talk about KFC.
Yeah. What the fuck? I blame Aidan. He was mentally not here tonight.
I was not.
That's okay. What happens? Look, that's why I was trying to get you to open up about your mental state. It's okay.
Oh. Time Heist, baby, was shit. Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? I was saying, sorry that this was a pretty shit episode from us. Well, it wasn't a shit episode. Maybe because of how...
Blame yourself, and I was ready to rock.
Well, maybe the ridiculous nature of the episode works in its benefit.
But here's the thing. I've learnt this, when you're filming, it seems like a bad episode. When you actually listen back to the episode, you're like, this actually was really good. Like...
Maybe.
You think this is... You think
this is a bin.
Enough?
We're just going to cut the whole episode.
Really?
That's it. We're going to re-record.
I don't have to talk about this episode again.
No.
We barely said anything about it regardless.
We are the 50 Minute Doctor Who podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor, where you can connect and have a chat. You can watch the videos of the show over on the YouTube at the 50 Minute Doctor Who podcast YouTube channel, where we post all sorts of bonus videos relatively regularly and little clips. So if you want to listen to the podcast
this week, this is cool.
If you want to listen to the podcast, but you don't want to watch it, every now and then you're like, I just want to see what they're doing. Little clips is the way to go, right?
We had such a good episode last week. What happened? Hey, you need to stop making cuts of your fucking films. What's going on? This sucks. This episode sucks so much. This blows. Who's watching this shit? This sucks.
It's Aidan's
fucking
and Connor's podcast.
I so bad.
We're doing Doctor Who reviews.
Doing Doctor Who reviews. Hey! David Tennant is back. I need to go to the toilet.
Yo.
Fuck this podcast. Fuck it. I actually need to pay up.
No, go for it.